Good evening, good morning, or good night, depends on where you are. This is Domas with my daily message. Safe space. That's the first thing that came to my head when I thought about today's video. Do we have safe space? Do we have a safe space for our mind to create? Did we have the safe space when we were children? Do we have the safe space now to create, to express ourselves, to be whoever we are supposed to be? I thought about this because I came back home just a few minutes ago and I thought, why not to make a video about this topic? Do you have a safe space? Do you have a safe space now? Are you feeling safe where you are? All of these thoughts started to come in because I thought about when I was living in London, the time, and whether I felt safe when I was over there, because I keep questioning myself, why did I move back? What was that bad about it over there? And because I don't consider it my home, even though it was my home for 11 years, I always said that I was from Lithuania, it's where my roots are, it's where my home is, it's where this flat is that is still existing and it's not sold, even though nobody was living here for about 10 years. And it was just sitting here because my parents would come back and revisit the town and revisit this space, and we feel like home here. Like this is home. So where is home for you? Is it a place? Is it a state of mind? Is it a specific house or flat or room? Like what do you do in that place, in that safe space, in that home environment? Because I think about people that, let's say, had to run away from home, or they don't have a home, or they're refugees from their country, because the situation there, the living situation is not possible. How do those people feel? How do people feel that, claim their land and then they have to be kicked out of there? I think it's an important question, because now with this whole Trump and Zelensky situation, it's like everybody's feeling unsafe, everybody, can be attacked at any point. It seems like, like people in Ukraine are being bombed, and, other countries too. And it's like, that could be us, that could be Lithuania is really close to Ukraine, and that could be us next, so why am I here in general? Because this is my home. I don't know, if I felt really strange when I was living somewhere else. It was good. I'm not gonna say there was other things that were good, but the very core of my being wasn't right. I couldn't lie to myself and say that I was feeling okay. I was using substances, I was drinking, I was acting not the way that I was supposed to be acting. Now I feel like I have these thoughts and ideas and, in my head, that sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but I can control them. If they're bad, let's say, if there's something like negative, or if I want to do something spontaneously that react to something, I just don't do it, I hold back from it. Whereas before I wasn't able to. And maybe it's therapy that helped, maybe it's AA that helped. Actually, it's probably true that, I wouldn't be able to do things on my own, with my own, like just with my own powers, like that's what the addict's mind is always saying. So I'm gonna do this on my own. I'm gonna get through this on my own. Like I'm gonna find a way to deal with it. And it's like, no, it's like that's why they're saying you gotta think outside the box. Like, and the box is you. Like you're that box that, all the walls, all the wallpaper, all the posters on the walls, like everything is, very well known to you, and you feel like you can get out of it, but you can't without a help of somebody else. You can't do it. I don't think that it's possible. So that body that we're living in, does it feel like a safe space to you? Like, sometimes I don't feel like I'm even safe in my own body. Like, I can cause harm to myself. I can, do a lot of things that are not necessarily good to my being, my mind, my brain. But for the moment, it feels safe. Substances can make you feel safe, like substances can make you feel safe for a moment, and then they leave you alone with this hole that is even bigger than it was before taking the substance. So, in this, I don't know, culture, we kind of glamorize taking drugs, taking, whatever, smoking weed and stuff, but it's just another addition to the bag of problems. I think, like, for some people, medicinal things are good, but for others, like, I don't know, if you're not prescribed that medication, then you shouldn't necessarily take it. I don't know. I don't feel like I feel like I want it, but I don't know what it is. It is probably love, relaxation, time with myself, time with my own thoughts, silence, love. Like, do you feel safe with another person? Like, that's another question. Is there a person in your life that makes you feel safe? Because I've had people like that. I've had people that made me feel really comfortable. I don't have that person right now in my life, but sometimes that comfort can feel very unsafe. Very, I don't know, maybe it's traumatic experiences, maybe it's something like that, but like, it feels like sometimes the love, or what we call love, it doesn't necessarily have to be love. It might be attachment, it might be, I don't know, toxic positivity, or I don't know, just some, masquerade of emotions. Like, sometimes people mask like their depression with like positivity, and it's like you can just smell that there's something being covered up. And like, for me, I can't stand it. Like, I will pull it out of the people, I will confront them, I will have an argument, but I'm not gonna be in that bubble of fake positive whatever. Like, I'd rather have an argument with the person and risk not ever having them in my life. But it actually occurred that after an argument, I would be like, okay, bye, like, I never want to see you again. Usually it's the other way around. It's like, if you are able to resolve it, it becomes so much better, and you become so much closer with the other person than you were before. And I wish I could have done that ages ago, with certain people, but in hindsight, it'll always mess you up. Like it's not necessarily like true, like how we see things once they're done, once they're finished. Like we couldn't do it any other way than we did it. So safety, safety. There's safety on the gun, just so you don't shoot it accidentally. So I think that also tells a story about our civilization, that we need to be saved from our own self sometimes. And I think that's a good note to finish on. I want to say thank you to all of you who've been listening and supporting and traveling with me on this journey. I really appreciate all of you, and I'm proud of you. I know that you are doing hard work within yourself and outside, so keep doing it. Smile. I know I was talking about smiling yesterday. Caught myself a few times today being negative, and I just smiled, and for myself, and instantly the mood changes. So, I encourage you to smile. So that's it for today. Thank you. And I hope you have a nice evening or a morning or a day. Love you all. Take care.